Hey, hello world. Welcome everybody. It's your man Russ Mitchell, also known as Homesick Buckeye. Welcome. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome for the first time if you've never been here before. Glad you're here. Glad you're spending time with me today. This channel is here to uplift and motivate, hopefully give you something you can take with you in life to help you change your life for the better. And we're here to, again, this is my third video, and I won't spend time recapping the first two videos. If you haven't seen those, then you might want to take a look at those to get some context for what we're doing here. And if you have seen those two videos, I hope you've liked them. I hope you've subscribed to the channel and shared it with somebody that you think could benefit from it. And if you haven't done that, I hope that you will. It helps to get the message out, and we want to help as many people as we can. This video is the first of several videos that I'm going to make about my life up to this point. I won't again recap, the first two videos. If you've seen those, you know kind of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to call it My Overweight Life. And I'm going to today talk about the beginning of my weight problem, the early years. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be or how many chapters there'll be, but I will go chronologically from 1969, of course, to now 2023. And you'll know where we're at in the saga by the date that we're at. So today we're going to look at 1969 when I was born up until about 1977 when I was 8 or 9 years old. But before I do that, family, and listen, if you've seen my first two videos, we're family now, okay? Before I go into the reason why we're here today, I want to just talk about the first couple of videos I made. I watched them, and I wasn't super happy with them. And hey, that's what this is about, making changes and getting better. And, I'm passionate about this, man. I'm doing things in my life I've never done. I'm breaking through areas I've never broken through. I'm excited about it and passionate about it. And I don't think that passion is coming through. In the first two videos I made, I was just kind of, I don't know, and honestly, I was nervous and I was worried about so many things. I'm worried about the lights and the audio and the HD and the 4K and the this and the that and the technicals and the editing. I mean, just a million things going through my mind. And the more I thought about it and started to go through it, I can't be worried about all that. I got to let all that stuff go. Okay, I can't be worried about the technical and this and that. This is all new. I'm learning as I go. I just got this camera a few days ago. I don't know beans about it. If somebody out there knows more and is more technical when it comes to the camera and the editing and all that, I'd love to get some help. But I'm gonna just keep doing what I do and learn as I go. And I'm not worried about how I look. Okay, listen, I've been representing for the big sexy for a long time. Okay, I know I'm handsome. I know all the keto cuties and the low carb, luscious low carb ladies are out there. I see you. I ain't worried about that, and I'm not worried about how I sound. What I'm worried is that you get the message. Okay, and it may not be perfect crisp audio or perfect 4K video, but if you get the message I'm trying to send through to you, that you can make changes in your life, you can break through and do things you never thought you could do, that's what's important. And I heard my man Deion Sanders, shout out to Prime Time if he's out there somewhere, you got to keep the main thing. Okay, that's something I've done and learned over the last few years, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it authentic. I'm going to be me. I told you in my last video, I ain't got no sense. I got all kind of problems. We're going to let it all out, baby. We're going to make it do what it do. I got to just loosen up. We're going to get loose like a long-necked goose, baby. We're going to do this thing because I want for you the same things that that I've been getting in my life. So that said, we're gonna move forward. Again, first installment of my overweight life, we're going to talk about the early years because as I traveled down this road, as I've shared, I've thought so many things, figured some things out. I still got a lot of things to figure out. It's a long road. But I didn't get this weight problem at 50. I'm 53 years old. I didn't get this problem at 50. I didn't get this problem at 30. This problem started for me when I was about 8 years old. And it's important when you're making changes in your life, I think, to look back and see where the problem started. Where did it begin? And that's what I did. My childhood, my younger years were happy. I had a good home. I had mother and father in the house. I didn't know either of my grandfathers. They weren't in my life, but I had both of my grandmothers, and I had a non-biological aunt and uncle that I love very much that were part of my circle, my Aunt Juan and Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe just turned 90 a few weeks ago, went down and celebrated his birthday with him. Happy birthday to him. And I love your Unc. He's striving and thriving. But these are the people that raised me and shaped me and made me who I am. And my home life wasn't that different than probably most, especially in the rural community. I grew up in the sticks of Ohio, but it's not different than most. My grandmothers were Southern women. One was from Macon, Georgia, the other from Kentucky. And my mother and my Aunt Wanda had that Southern influence. And let me tell you something, family, they could rattle them pans, y'all. I'm talking they could get down in that kitchen, man. They were fantastic. You name it, they made it. All the regular stuff. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. The cornbread and the mac and cheese and the greens and the yams and the cakes and the cobblers and the deep fried everything smothered with the gravy and the biscuits. Come on, somebody. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, listen, when you put your feet under the table of those women, wasn't nothing but forks clinking and lips smacking. That's all you would hear. Okay, and I was right there with my big old feet up under that table, smacking them lips, licking, all about it. Okay? And then come on now, we didn't know about metabolic health and insulin resistance and all those things 50 years ago. A lot of people don't know about it now. It's really probably not that different now for most people. You know, all the starches and all the sugars and all the things that were just killing us. We loved it. Still love it. But my childhood was good, and I enjoyed the food and all the memories I have about that. But I know now that I've learned about metabolic health and those type of things, the food wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for any of us. And it wasn't just the food that I was eating. It was also the psychology as it pertained to food that I was learning. What do I mean by that? Food, as I've learned, should be about nutrition and hunger. That's what should be connected with food. You eat when you're hungry, and you eat to get nourishment. You need it to live. But for so many that grew up the way I did, and even today, food is so much more than just nourishment. It's much more than what you do when you're hungry. It's emotional, tied with ups and downs of life. You know, it's used as a punishment or a reward. I mean, come on, how many of us, if you were a knucklehead like me coming up, how many times you go to bed with no dinner? Right? You know, now looking back, maybe they're doing me some favors. They should have probably sent me to bed with no dinner more often. It might have been helping me. But there was a reward too, man. You did good in school. You got your chores done. Well, hey, you can have a piece of cake. You can have some ice cream. Go to McDonald's. If you did something great, we get a pizza. If you had a bad day, the dog died, whatever. We'll go get some ice cream. Every up and down of life, whether it was a wedding, whether it was a funeral, whether it was good time or bad, we were eating, and food was tied to that. The Clean Plate Club, how about that? There's one of the hits. You know, you got a plate piled high with potatoes and corn and rice and a big dinner roll and deep fried everything and a few vegetables and a fruit punch or a fruit juice, and you got to eat it all. Eat it all. And if you complain about eating it all, what would they do? Well, if you finish that up, clean that plate, you can have some pie, some ice cream, a brownie, some cake, whatever. Now, these are all things that I learned as a kid. The foods that I love to eat, that I grew up eating and I still love to this day, as well as the emotional attachment to food. Looking at food as a reward, a punishment, also something that you use when you're sad or use when you're happy to express that. It's very interesting as I look back and see how my opinions and my thoughts and feelings about food and my relationship with food was formed in those younger years. And listen, as I've said before, my parents didn't know any better, and a lot of parents don't know better even today. But it's something to think about as kids, today struggle with, obesity and childhood diabetes. And listen, I don't have any kids. I'm the first to say I don't know anything about being a parent. I'm not a parent, and I'm not that great an uncle if you ask me. But if you have children in your life that you care about, just something to think about. How you can reward them in other ways, besides food. When they're discouraged or down, how you can cheer them up, with ways other than food. I think about how different my life might be if my parents knew about metabolic health or looked at it differently when it was time to reward me or to punish me, And so knowing what we know now today, hey, your kids do something great, do something wonderful. How about we grill some steaks? How about we have some chicken? Or grill some chicken or grill some hot dogs or whatever. Maybe you've got somebody in your life like a ketogenic woman, Anita, who can rattle them pans with the most delicious looking and wonderful no carb and low carb dishes, maybe something like that. How about maybe activities, if your kids do well or you're excited about them or want to reward them, an activity. Let's go fishing. Let's ride bikes or go to the park. Maybe stay up later, watch a movie. Who knows? These are just things that certainly would have impacted my life, and I think can impact the lives of parents and kids everywhere. And so I just want to give you something to think about as you move forward, and it may make a difference in your life and others' lives. And that's all I'll share with you today. In the next video, I'm going to talk about my late childhood and high school years and the weight gain and the things that I found and learned along the way through those years. And as always, wish you all the best, and I'll see you on the next one.